Thank you very much for coming today to Brookings. Welcome. My name is Merrick Gutman. I'm with the Metropolitan Policy Program. We focus on the economic and social vitality of city regions. And we are really thrilled to be hosting two of the new UK regional mayors here, as well as two US mayors for a conversation about a wide range of topics on the growth, the vitality of their city regions, in particular trading relationships, but subnational action on a number of topics and the challenges of governance. So to start this program, I would actually like to introduce Michael Tatham, who is the Deputy Head of Mission at the UK Embassy. Michael.
Thank you, Marek, and thank you, all of you, for coming to this event, and special thanks to the Brookings Institution for hosting this excellent event. It's a privilege for me to be here. It's a privilege to see such a distinguished group of mayors here from both sides of the Atlantic. Now, I'm a new face in town, so I should introduce myself. I'm the Deputy Head of Mission at the British Embassy, and I've been in this job for precisely 2 weeks. I'm still at that nice stage, which I don't think will last much longer. Well, it's still permissible to kind of plead newness as an excuse for not knowing stuff. But although it's early days for me in this job, I've lived in the US before. I've traveled around the US extensively for both business and pleasure, including, incidentally, to the cities of Portland, Oregon, and Atlanta, Georgia, both of which made a hugely positive impression on me in terms of their vitality and dynamism, and if I may say so, simply for being fun and stimulating cities to visit. So it's a particular pleasure to be here with Mayor Ted Wheeler and Mayor Kasim Reed. Whenever I've traveled around the US, there are two things that never fail to strike me. The first is the vitality of local government across the US. I'm always struck when I'm traveling around towns in the US, how often you're driving along a street and you see front lawns bedecked with placards urging people to vote for this or that candidate for a whole range of local offices. And I always see that as a nice indicator of the inclusive nature of local government and of how extensively the democratic impulse penetrates into all levels of local government. The second thing that strikes me as I travel is how much the UK and US have in common, whether it's our vital trade and investment relationship, our links in education, our shared passion for music and culture, or our rich history. And much of that, of course, begins at the local level. So in the United Kingdom, we see local government as a treasured asset to our democratic system of government. And that is why the UK government, in its recent industrial strategy, is putting cities, towns, and rural areas at the heart of its policies, because they have competitive advantages that will be essential to realizing our economic potential and our economic future. Throughout British history, individual cities have spearheaded economic, intellectual, or technological innovations that have driven our country's development, and we very much want that to continue. I was talking to Tim and James, the two UK mayors here today, earlier today, and was having a kind of interesting discussion to them. I was asking, how do you find that representatives of central government in London view you and your roles? And they answered me very frankly that some arms of government in Whitehall are very welcoming, some not so much. But speaking from here, from an embassy, from a foreign office perspective, I want to emphasize that we believe in local government. That is why the government is taking forward this process of empowering local government. And a key aspect of that is establishing directly elected city region mayors who will have new powers to create jobs, improve skills, and build homes. And now 33% of England, including London, has a directly elected city region mayor, an office which provides a single point of accountability for residents, an office which can serve as an ambassador for their area. This is an exciting new development, and we have with us today two of those directly elected mayors, Tim Bowles from the West of England region and James Palmer from Cambridgeshire and Peterborough, who will be able to talk about the opportunities that come with these changes. I'm very grateful, James and Tim, to you for coming over to be part of this event, and I look forward to hearing what you have to say about your early experiences in these new roles. We are confident in the UK that these changes will bring huge benefits in terms of strengthened local leadership and institutions and devolving powers and funding away from central government in London to the local level. We also see an exciting international dimension here. We see huge opportunities in connecting mayors and representatives of local government with their international counterparts. We're conscious that we have a lot to learn from each other. We can also do much to promote trade and economic links which benefit us all. And we've already seen that happening in the UK-US relationship at local level. For instance, more than 30 UK companies have made a home in Mayor Tom Wheeler's congressional district in Portland, Oregon. In Atlanta alone, we estimate that over 5,000 jobs are supported by exports to the United Kingdom. And just last year, Atlanta welcomed a delegation of female business leaders from the Northern Powerhouse region in order to explore B2B trade partnerships. So as the United Kingdom looks to a future outside the European Union, we're looking forward to strengthening and expanding these trade ties, because trade and business are the bedrock of this special relationship. Creating these connections takes vision and a lot, I'm sure, of hard work. I can't speak from experience, but my guess is that being a mayor involves having to contend with a dizzying number of issues, very often having to answer to the high expectations of the voting public towards local government. I guess at times it can possibly seem like a thankless job. After all, President Lyndon B. Johnson once said, "When the burdens of the presidency seem unusually heavy, I always remind myself it could be worse. I could be mayor." But I hope those mayors present today would agree that as an office it's a fantastic responsibility and an opportunity. We've seen in many places around the world how passionate people at the heart of local government can make a real impact. So I hope that this is an occasion in which we can learn from one another how best to do that. Thank you very much. Marek, over to you.